Hi everyone, welcome to our info session today. I have the beautiful Nat Mazzeo on the call with me today as my co-host. So I would like to kick off with Nat sharing her story because that's what this info session is all about. And our story is really what matters here because it can relate to all of you, and we really want to help people feel the happiest and healthiest versions of themselves. So Nat, why don't you kick off with telling everyone your story?
Alrighty. So I'm going to condense my story from the moment my beautiful daughter Kiara got diagnosed to the time that I'm living now. So that's 5 years ago. So obviously I'm a mum of two beautiful girls. One has really severe needs, and we live in and out of hospitals and in and out of therapies. And I'm just on a mission to maintain my health and wellness and just take it really seriously. So I've always been quite health conscious anyhow, but when you have lack of sleep, when you have a clock that runs on calendars and hospitals and appointments, Melbourne peak hour traffic, and I'm also running an online business that helps support mums for special needs children. So juggling all that, and then I've noticed so many times when I've let some part, those balls fall, and then I'm always the one that gets hit the most. So I now am on a mission to kind of restructure the way that I live, and that is all about just giving myself the time, the space, and the energy that I need so I can be in my most optimal health, and not feel like I'm a victim to my circumstances that, oh no, it's just going to be hard because of the care that's required for Kiara and that kind of thing. So, and so I reached out to you, Sandy, because I saw your social media posts and we resonated straight away. I was like, I get that. I read those stats as well about mums, particularly special needs mums. And now I just want to make a difference, not only for myself, but for other mums. Just, I know what's possible. So
why don't you tell everyone how you were feeling health-wise before you started, and then what's changed for you in the past? Because it's been almost 30 days, hasn't it?
That's right. So The biggest change that I've noticed is the consistency. So in the past, it's always I have these moments of health and I'll go to the gym and I'll do some exercise thing. And then a couple of days later, I'll kind of feel like I'm getting the flu. And I just was like, I can't maintain a consistent thread of health and happiness. It was just always kind of there and then not. So then I was just feeling tired and I wasn't feeling just deeply nourished. And that says a lot, because already we have organic foods. We already are, I felt we were already so aware of this stuff. So I started the program and I thought, I'm not going to talk about it until the 30 days is up, because I want to know that it works first and foremost. And I don't want to waste anyone's time. Special needs mums need to know facts. Boom, that's it. They're busy enough as it is. So I was like, I'm going to wait until this really works, or if it doesn't, and then I will share it if I find value in it. And in 2 weeks, I felt like I'd been upgraded. And that feeling of health and freedom within that, it created more space for me, more space to connect with the kids, more space to cook and make nutritional meals. It just provided more energy, I guess. So then I think we did a little bit of a live about that. And 2 weeks after, as life would have it, have probably one of the most challenging in quite some time. We were in the Royal Children's Hospital. We received some other news that was just like, whoa, we weren't expecting that. Some other things within the family were quite, pretty major health concerns. And then I was working. I was emceeing an event for a disability expo. So I had a lot of external pressures, and this is when usually things would collapse a little bit. I wouldn't maintain that consistency. I've got enough tools to hold it together, to bring myself back, but I would always just hit that, when you're just like, oh my gosh, my body's like, if you don't stop, I'm going to stop for you.
Yeah.
So I still feel that even though life around me was a bit of a whirlwind, I was tested physically, emotionally, all that kind of thing, I still have that ability to nourish myself. So it's been interesting that we're chatting 2 weeks after that, because it's life really was like, okay, let's lay it on, and it certainly did. And I was like, oh, and I just got my new shipment of product, and I just got, when the box arrived, I was like, yes, relief. And I'm just on this beautiful, I don't know, I just feel really supported, and it's helping me. Yeah, it's really helping me, because I think that's the one thing that I just couldn't nail. I was like, the nutrition part of my lifestyle isn't sustaining, and the energy. So yeah, it's been good. It's working. I wouldn't do anything that I wouldn't invest in it if it wasn't going to work. And so it was nice. The 30 days is up. It's working. I'm on. Great.
Awesome. I love how you just then talked about stressful situations and how often, and this is, I think, quite common, we drop the ball when we get stressed, when really that's when we should be tightening things up, because, if we can keep feeling well, we can cope with stress better, right?
Yeah.
I also love, I wrote down upgraded. It's like that 2.0 version.
It is. And it's, yeah, like those two things that you reflected back then are spot on, because you don't think it's possible sometimes. It's like, how can I, within my, we have a little girl who just does not sleep. So there's so many factors that are working kind of against us. But, it's possible. So it's nice to know that when these things happen.
Yeah. And I think it's so important to be able to give our kids that upgraded version of ourselves. I always sort of say to them, well, do you want to give them the 60 to 70% watered down version of you, or the 100% awesome version of you? And you've just rephrased it as upgraded. So we're just using different words, which is awesome.
And it does actually feel like that. And it's funny, because when I'm feeling healthy and supported, because as a mum, I mean, we really, who's going to support us? We really have to, sometimes you're waiting for this thing to come along and just fix it all for you, but you have to make some really serious decisions. Okay, how much do I want to keep living in this limbo of sometimes I feel good, sometimes not, and the flow-on effect that has with the family. It's interesting. Like, I'm just a lot more, just the freedom. It's weird. It's just created space for me to be able to embrace. It's like, oh, Mum, can you play with me and do this, do some homework or whatever, that I'm there and I'm present and I'm listening.
That's so awesome. All right, so I'm gonna front in on how this works. So I'm sure Nat's probably gonna learn a few things as I talk as well, because she's so new as well. Look, this is a system of nutritional products that we implement in conjunction with healthy eating. So, Nat hasn't moved away from eating organic and eating all the healthy things that she does. She's just incorporated this system to enhance that. So I suppose what makes our program a little bit different is we work on 3 different areas of health. So there's filling the gaps in the diet, helping the body cope with stress, and then enhancing the body's natural detoxification system. So I'm going to really quickly run everyone through those today, so you can get a understanding of why this system's quite unique, and there's not really anything else out there that's similar. So when I started Isogenics, I was extremely hesitant because I thought it was a shake diet. I was like, oh God, I've done shakes before. Like, I'm totally not interested. I used to, the ones I tried, I was starving after, an hour. I wanted to eat my own arm. It's like, this is not sustainable. But when I decided to give Isogenics a go, I really looked into what was in our shakes. So whilst our shakes can be used for weight loss, and our program is really well known for that, they're actually like a superfood smoothie. So I give a shake to my kids every single morning for breakfast. I wouldn't do that with another type of shake. So our shakes help fill those nutritional gaps, along with different vitamin supplements, and it really just depends on which pack you start with, as to whether you have access to those. But there's also lots of snack options and stuff that Nat and I were just discussing before our call that she now can't go without because they're keeping her on track. So, but with the shakes, you're getting 24 grams of a cold-pressed under-natured whey protein, which is excellent for the immune system and for muscle development and maintenance. 21 vitamins and minerals, pre- and probiotics. There's soluble and insoluble fiber. It literally is a superfood. After 5.5 years, still have a shake every single day. most days 2, because I love the way that they make me feel, and it's so super easy to have a completely balanced meal. The second part of our program is helping the body cope with stress. Now, as 2 special needs mamas on this call, we certainly need that. Now, we have a product in our range in particular that's called Ionic Supreme, which is a anti-stress tonic. We call it nature's answer to stress. It's like a combination of, Chinese herbs and like naturopathic tonics that they would make up, but it actually tastes okay.
You have to block your nose or try and disguise the taste.
It's so true. So you just have a 30 ml shot of that, and I physically feel it work within 10 minutes in my body. So, and the reason for that, it helps regulate our cortisol levels, which is our stress hormone. So there's herbs in there that are called adaptogens. They help with making sure that our cortisol levels are where they need to be. So if we're feeling flat, it'll actually perk them up a little bit. If we're too stressed and they're too high, it will help bring them down. So it adapts to what you're doing and helps your body perform peak, whatever it is that you're up to. And then the last component of our program is the cleansing component. So I suppose it's really important to understand that this cleanse doesn't do the cleansing for you. Like, our body cleanses itself. But unfortunately, we're exposed to like so many toxins these days, like the water we drink and shower in, all the products we put on our skin. Even if we are eating organic, the air has chemicals in it, and that's being exposed, onto our vegetables and stuff. So, being able to support our body's natural detoxification is so important. So there's enzymes and antioxidants that supercharge our natural detoxification system. And when we do this, that brain fog that we sometimes feel lifts, our energy increases, our sleep improves, and overall, I'm just known as a happier person. So my husband was really excited about that. And so were the kids. So, I like to say, think of your body like a race car. If you put in the premium fuel, you cleanse out the filters, obviously it's going to perform at a much better level than if you're putting, dodgy E10 fuel in and your filters are all dirty. So that's how you got to start thinking of yourself as like maybe a Porsche or my pop had a red Corvette, so I like to think of myself as
nice.
Yeah. So what's important for everyone to understand, that this is a combination of healthy eating and supplementation. So it's not about not eating. We eat every 2 or 3 hours. No need to be hangry, mama. We totally eat. It's not about starving yourself. Yeah. Did you want to add to that, Nat?
You've summed it up so well, because I haven't been doing much research on all the details exactly like about the adaptogens. I know a little bit about it because I studied naturopathy, but I've just been going in like, I just want to know how I want to feel. And it comes down to, it's fantastic that this has got so much power in it, and there's all that information that that it's such like good quality fuel that you're putting in. But my thing right now is just like, how do I want to feel? And I just want to feel more energy, and it's exactly like that, that nurturing. I want to feel nourished and nurtured, and I want to be able to then, just be at that optimum level of who I am as a partner and as a work colleague. But so I really don't need to add on to anything of that other than it's what I'm seeing play out in my life.
Yeah.
Day to day, just from having this support.
Awesome. And okay, so for people who are thinking about getting started, there are a range of different starter packs. So that's probably more a one-on-one conversation or a group conversation we can have. So if you're watching this video and you want more information on that, please reach out to Nat. But there are 3 main starter packs, and they range depending on your goals and your budget. So we can have a chat with you on the phone. We can talk about, areas that you find challenging, and then your budget, and then work out something that will fit that, because there's packs that sort of range anywhere from $13 a day when you break it down to a daily cost, right up to $25 a day, and it really just depends on on you, and that's why we can tailor it for you, which is really cool. What else did I want to say? Oh, and there's a 30-day money guarantee. So if it doesn't work for you, you could eat everything up in day 28 or 29 and send the empty containers back, and they would refund your money. That's how confident Isogenics are that you're going to love the system. And that was actually the only reason that I started 5.5 years ago. Yeah, I was so skeptical, but they said, well, if it doesn't work, you can send it back and you can get your money back. And that was what did it for me. So I would encourage you, if you're watching this and you're sitting on the fence, you're not going to know how you feel unless you put it in your body. So yeah, give it a go, risk-free. All right. We might leave it there, keep it nice and short and sharp. And if anyone needs more information, please reach out to Nat, and yeah, we can help you out. So thank you everyone for jumping on.
Thanks, Andy.